Hey guys, today is just going to be a sit down coffee chat. I've got my coffee here. I haven't drank any of it yet, but I just made it so it's nice and hot. And I just got done putting a load of clothes in the washer and the dishes in the dishwasher, and I just put in a pot of chili in the slow cooker. I have found that the slow cooker is the most flavorful, not, what is flavorful? Is that a word? I don't know. Anyway, now the washing machine is spinning and it's shaking everything. But anyway, it's the most flavorful way of making chili, and I don't ever want to make it any other way anymore. So I always do it in the slow cooker. And what I do is I go ahead and brown some ground beef. At some point when I get it, I brown it, and then I put it away in the freezer already cooked so that I can go ahead and just do that, and it's a quick, easy meal. I could go ahead and go the extra step and put the ground beef and all of the beans and tomatoes and all those things together and the seasoning and just have it ready to just put in the slow cooker, like thaw it out in the refrigerator, then put it in there. But since I don't ever really know when I want to do that, I don't do that because I won't have it thawed ahead of time. But if you do it the way I've been doing it, with just doing the ground beef, browning it, it's like you can put that in there frozen because it just crumbles up into little beef crumbles, already cooked. And this is great. I just open the cans. Well, I wash my cans and I open them, put them in, and put my seasoning and hot sauce in there. And in just a few hours, we are ready to eat. So it's wonderful. But anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about. I still have not figured out my schedule. Y'all know that. A lot of you have told me, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's cool. We understand. You know, a lot of things have been going on in our lives. I went yesterday. I ended up having to go to the doctor because I don't know if I mentioned it to you guys or not, but years ago I had injured my knee. And then when I was in my late 20s, I was told I had arthritis in both of my knees. But I have a red streak here, and it's really bugging me. I don't know if I've scratched it or what has happened, but please, now that I've brought your attention to it, ignore it. That's me. I'm crazy. It could be the light's not right. I don't know. Anyway, so yesterday, okay, a few weeks ago, well, let's go back. A few months ago, it had just progressively been getting worse. And a few weeks ago, it got so bad that every time that I got up, like if I had sat down for longer than 5 minutes, it was so hard to even get moving. I was literally moving like someone, somebody with arthritis in their knees. Well, I mean, I knew I had arthritis like 20 years ago. I knew that. I knew it was going to progressively get worse. Weight is not helping it, but I will tell you about that in a moment too. But anyway, it got worse. So I went to the doctor yesterday. I had gotten me an appointment. I made the appointment a little over 2 weeks ago, and they couldn't get me in until yesterday. And I went in, about like a week and a half ago. Anyway, there's so many flu things going around that it was just so busy that, you know, that kind of thing. In my situation, I told them I was not in a hurry, but I did want to get in as soon as I could. So it wasn't like a rush appointment. So it was fine. By the time it got to yesterday, I was ready to rush, but I just wasn't going to do that because I had the appointment and everything. I was ready to say, oh, please hurry up and let me in there. Because it had gotten so bad. It had gotten so bad that I could not sleep well at night. It would wake me up and things like that. So years ago, when I saw Jeff get a cortisone shot, I said I will never ever do that. Well, about 2 weeks ago, when I made the appointment, I said if that is the option they give me, I shall be doing it because it helped him so much. But I just didn't want to see that big old needle and syringe and all the things, you know. I just didn't want to go through that. But by the time that it had gotten to where it had progressed so much that it was in so much pain, I was ready to go. And that's one reason I haven't had many videos, because I haven't wanted to stand up. That's one reason why I've not been making like meals that are much other than really freezer meals, like chicken bites and fries and just stuff that's really terrible for you. Well, it's not terrible for you, but it's not the best for you, you know. It's fast food at home. It's pretty much what it is in a sense, but it's fine on occasion to have that. We were having it often, or we were having just a casserole that, you know, some of those I shared with you, and those were easy meals. And that's one reason why my what's for dinners or meals we ate or whatever, I don't really want to call it a what's for dinner because sometimes it's lunch, so I'm just saying the meals we ate or something like that. I know the playlist is what's for dinner, but these meals can be eaten for dinner or whatever. Wow, that thing is shaking. I don't know if it'll be better for me to hold it, and now it's right in your face. I'm right in your face. But anyway, maybe it'll stop spinning in a minute, and I can put this back down and not wibble wobble it everywhere. So back to the story. I got in, I had already gotten to the point. I was taking ibuprofen every day. I do not take pain medicine unless I absolutely have to. I don't take medicine unless I absolutely have to, except my levothyroxine, which is my thyroid medication, and I take my blood pressure medication. And I do take supplements, but I don't consider supplements medication. It's different, you know. So anyway, I had gotten to the point I was taking it every day. I was taking ibuprofen just to have some relief. It was just taking the edge off. That's how bad it had gotten. So anyway, I went in and they said, they checked me out and everything, and usually I see the nurse practitioner. At least I think she's a nurse practitioner. She may be a doctor, but I think she's a nurse practitioner. I'm not sure. Either way, doesn't matter. She's great. I love her. I usually just see her and the nurse. Well, she said, you know, well, the nurse said, well, let's do an x-ray before she comes in, and then, you know, see, we'll go from there. And I heard at the door her and the doctor talking. I'm like, oh, this must be pretty bad after the x-ray was done. I said, it must be bad because he's coming in. The big dog's coming in, you know. And whenever he came in, they said, you've known about your arthritis since you were in your 20s. I said, yeah. He said, you've had it about 20 years. I said, yeah. I said, I've had it for a long time, and I've just dealt with it. You know, when it gets extreme, I take over-the-counter medication, but otherwise, I try not to do anything, maybe a pain patch, something like that. You know, like the lidocaine patches. And he said, well, it's pretty bad. And he showed me the x-ray, and it's like the inner part, which is where it was hurting the most, is pretty much touching, and there's bone spurs now, and it's bad. So he was talking to me, and he asked me if I wanted the shot, because I had mentioned that about it, you know, what I had said, because I joke, and you know, they know I joke all the time. They don't mind. They actually, I think they like it. They laugh at it anyways. They're really nice. They're awesome people, really down to earth. But anyways, I might tell you a story about that doctor one day, but I don't know, I might tell you today. But anyways, this doctor, I used to see him almost 30 years ago. So anyways, he said, well, if you want the shot, I can do that. And he said, it should help you have some relief. If it does not, we will discuss, you know, what we have to do to get an MRI or something like that. But he said, your x-ray is rough. He said, but I don't want you to, he said, you will eventually need a joint replacement, but I do not want you to have to do that right now. You're too young. It's something that we don't want to do right now. And I said, I don't want to do it right now. I said, I don't want any kind of surgery unless I have to have it. Like, I don't have any choice. So I'm gonna all my other options, I'm gonna, you know, do those first. So we did the shot yesterday, and I did not look. I looked at the nurse practitioner while the nurse was spraying with some kind of pain, like, numbing agent. She was spraying my knee, and he was putting it, you know, he was doing the stuff. And the thing is, I didn't feel the needle go in at all. He put iodine on it, and then he started doing it. I didn't feel the needle go in, but I started feeling that medicine just like growing in my kneecap, in my knee area, and it was freaking my brain out. It didn't hurt. but I could feel the pressure, and it was freaking my brain out. Like, I need to stop. This has got to stop. I don't want to do this anymore. And by the time I was about to tell him I don't think I can handle anymore, it was over. So that was good. He said, now sometimes people will have relief before they even get out the door, by the time they get to their car. He said, but sometimes it takes a couple days. Let it, you know that it may take a couple days for it to really take effect. So I said, okay. I said, that's what they told my husband, and I kind of knew that already, so I was kind of prepared for that, since you said doing the shot was the best option. Plus he gave me a prescription as well. So anyway, the shot, I got it yesterday, and last night there was still pain. There's still pain today, but it is so much better. So I'm hoping it will get even better. Now, I have not taken the pain medicine yet. It's just like a strong NSAID. It's not, you take it once a day, and it's not a narcotic or anything like that, but you take it once a day. I have not started taking that yet, because I want to see how good the shot does before I start taking it, and maybe only take it as needed, like he said. Okay, so I just haven't started taking it yet. So far, every bit of the relief I've had is from the shot. But, so I'm glad I went. And he said, if this works, he can give me shots every now and then to help relieve the pain and to put off of surgery as long as possible. But one day I will eventually, because my arthritis is so bad, I'll probably have to have both my knees done at some point, because it's just, I've had it for years. And I don't know any way to get rid of it. I don't know what to do. I'm going to do research, though. Y'all know me. I'm going to do some research. So let's get to the weight thing. My normal appointment for my 6-month check and my blood work is next month. And so that's when I was going to have my weight checked. But of course, since I went in, they checked my weight, of course. And because they have to check your weight if they're going to give you any kind of medicine to make sure things are the right amount, from what I understand. And they got to check your weight anyways, for whatever reasons, for your records. But I have lost weight, and I had actually lost more weight than what I was at yesterday. But I know that while Jeff was home for the 2 months, I gained weight because I was not doing like I should have been. And I told them that, and they said, that's fine, you're doing good. I'm glad you've done this on your own. You've lost a good amount, and just keep on track. If you mess up, get back on. It's okay. And he told me to well, both of them told me to just keep doing what I'm doing. Higher protein, higher fiber, less carbs, which that's what I was doing, and to make sure I eat, because you guys, I've told you before, I starve myself. I don't eat because I don't think about eating. And there were times where I would just eat maybe one meal a day and a snack. And that's just not good for your body. You are telling your body that you don't have food. And y'all know we've got food. It's not that I don't have the groceries. It's just that whatever reason my brain doesn't function in the capacity of, girl, you need to eat. Whenever my kids were younger, I fed them 3 meals a day, so I ate 3 meals a day. And I fed them snacks. I didn't always eat snacks, but I gave them snacks, like apple or whatever. Some kind of something. And back then, I was like 100 pounds lighter. So it's because whenever my kids got older and they could fend for themselves, I stopped fending for myself, which is ridiculous. But now that I have that in my mind and I know that, I've had a mindset change. My mind has changed, and I'm doing better. So I'm losing weight, which is good, and I'm going to continue, and I'm going to do my best, and keep doing what I'm doing. But he told me, he looked at my chart and everything, and he looked at the different supplements I take. He said, I like one of the things you're taking. He said, and I said, which one? And he said, berberine. He likes that. And he asked me why did I start taking it. I said, well, I was just doing research. And so I asked her, I don't know if I should say her name or not. Well, anyways, I asked her, I'll just say her first name. Her first name is Holland. It's a beautiful name. Anyways, I asked her what she thought, and she said try it. That she thought it would be good. So I've been doing that, and he was very happy about that. And I said I need to add inositol to my chart because I haven't taken that now. So I was going to do that next month. But anyways, so my knee's better. They're happy about my weight loss. They're happy about my supplements because I'm not having to take all kinds of medication for these issues that I have. And we're going to see how it goes with my knee. So far, the shot has been helping, and if it stays even as it is right now, I can tolerate this pain, even without the medicine, the other medicine. Last night, I slept so much better. I wasn't waking up with pain over and over again, so that's really great. And I'm really hoping this thing is not shaking too much from the washing machine. It's actually almost time for me to put the, they're on their last spin. But I've decided that, I'm babysitting on most Mondays, some Mondays. I haven't really babysat most of December or January. I haven't done it at all in January. Because my niece her older sister was home. So my niece was home. And for a couple weeks, everybody in their house was sick. It was so bad. First they had a stomach flu, then they had flu B, I want to say, and then the baby, our precious little baby, ended up with a double ear infection and something else along with the flu. But they're all doing so much better now. So their whole household was sick, mama, daddy, and babies. So I didn't babysit. I didn't go over there. And then, thankfully, for my sister, who, this is her grandbaby, my sister's grandbaby that I started babysitting on Mondays. She, even though she's going through the chemo, on the 3rd week, she's figured out, because she has chemo once a month, she has figured out on the 3rd week she feels good enough that she can get her baby. So she's going to try to do it, but her husband's home. My brother-in-law is home with her. So he's doing stuff, but she gets to have all the loving cuddles and spend time with her baby and her grandbaby, and that's wonderful. I mean, this is the last grandbaby. There's no more after this until her grandchildren start having children. So she won't get to cuddle with the babies anymore, which she's 3, but still. So that's the plan, is she's going to try, if she feels up to it, on the 3rd week after her, what's the 3rd Monday of the month, I believe, is the way it's going to fall, but I'm not sure that she's going to babysit. So I'm thinking, because of my knee, and I have been going quite a bit, like a lot, I'm thinking that I'll only volunteer 1 day a week at the Salvation Army, especially since I'm doing youth now on Wednesday nights, and I need that Wednesday to kind of, I feel like I need some of that to help me study a little bit more and everything, because I make my own lesson plans, which I think that this last lesson plan I made it a little bit too hard, because I got excited about it. So I know that I need to do something a little bit different with that, but that's okay too. But anyway, they still learned, I hope, and we had a great discussion with one of the girls. She will text me and ask me questions and stuff, so we've had great discussion that way. And the boys can ask me questions too, they all can. And one of the boys has actually, called me and asked me things, but it's, things like that. Anyway, any of them can talk to me about any Bible questions, and I will do my best. And like I told them, I'm not perfect, but I will find answers. I will go to my pastor. I will do something. But yeah, I feel good. I have felt really good lately, other than the pain in my knee, but I haven't really given y'all an update on things that's been going on. Not like I don't know if I have or not, honestly. I don't even remember what all I've told y'all or what I've talked about in the last little bit. I can't talk. Y'all know we got the new puppy. Someone has suggested me sharing her and giving you an update on Delilah, but what I decided to do instead is just tell you about Delilah now. It's really started shaking now. I'm so sorry. Now I'm worse by holding it. Delilah's health has not changed any. She's still Her diabetes has not gotten worse. She's still on the same amount of insulin. The kidney disease is all the same. Looking at my face in this camera, and I'm wondering, I put a new kind of serum on my face last night, and I'm wondering if that's what happened. I'm wondering if I'm allergic to it. I don't think I am. It didn't burn. It didn't feel weird. It doesn't feel weird now. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I need to quit looking at myself, but I need to talk to y'all. Anyway, Delilah is doing good for what all she's going through, like her health. She has slowed down since she has gone blind. But, you know, diabetes can take your sight, whether you're human or animal. And it was something we thought would probably happen eventually. The surgery she had that we were hoping would reverse the diabetes did not seem to work, and now I regret having her go through that. I'm wondering if the stress from that caused her to go blind sooner. I can't be sure of that. I don't know, but I am regretting doing that. I really wish that I'd never put her through that surgery, because it didn't help her. In my opinion, it didn't help her. It just put her through something that she shouldn't have had to go through. It was a chance we took, and it was a regret. I don't like to think about it a lot because I feel horrible for it. And I didn't know, you know, it's one of those situations. It has not made her worse, but it was some pain. It was pain that she did not need to go through. That's just how I feel. It's pain she didn't need to go through. So I do wonder, I don't know if it could have any correlation with her sight or not. I don't know. But overall, she's doing fine for the health issues she has. She's still like loving. I mean, she's older. Next month she will be 14, or is it 15? Where's my brain? Let's see. She'll be 14, yeah. Because Maggie is 16 now. But, and Allie is 14. Delilah was our youngest before we got Bailey. But I will introduce y'all to Bailey another time just by herself. So, you know, y'all can see her more. I think what I'm going to do, what will be best for you to be able to see her, is for me to just record her. Not try to hold her, because whenever I'm holding her, if I try to show her to you guys, she's going to be moving constantly. She's still a puppy. But I think that will be best. But yeah, Delilah is doing as good as can be expected. My camera's fixing to go off. I'll be right back. Okay, so yeah, for her health issues, she is doing well. She is. And that's really all there is. You know, we still have to give her shot. She still has to eat special way, but she seems happy. She has slowed down, and when I say slow down, she walks slower because she can't see. Because she's navigating the house and navigating. That's why I don't, whenever I take her to her room, like, okay, I'll put it this way. Some days she'll come in the door and go straight to her room, because her comfort place is Noah's room, and that's her room. Her comfort place is there. So we let her stay in there all she wants. We don't force her to stay anywhere else unless she wants to. If she wants to hang out with me, she can hang out with me, but most of the time, her person is Noah. So she hangs out in his room because it smells like him. Even if he's not there, she's in there. Some days she goes straight in there. Some days she comes straight out of there to the kitchen to eat, and outside But some days, I think it's also got to do with how dark it is in the house. If we don't have lights on, or if like when it's a dreary day outside, even though we open the curtains, the lighting is not that great. And I think that has something to do with it. The brighter it is, the better she walks. So, that's what I mean by slowing down. She just doesn't, she used to run through the house. Now, she just walks. Which is fine. She's older and she has health problems. But she's happy. And she's as healthy as she can be. And we love her. And we want her to be as happy and healthy as she can be for as long as she can be. And we know that one day we will have to tell her goodbye. And she'll let us know when that time has come. That's up to her. You know, that's dogs know. I feel like they do. Animals know when it's their time. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that because I really don't want to think about that because she's doing good. I do believe that Bailey being in the house has kind of perked her up a little bit. I'm not sure. Also, about the same time that she went blind, Maggie went blind. It was not exactly the same time, but around that area of time. And so Maggie she's at 16, so she's slowed down quite a bit more. She's the Chihuahua. But she still has, some days she's running around chasing her tail still, but other days she is, I mean, she doesn't do that as often as she did, but there's been a few times. But our girls are old except Bailey now. It feels odd saying that because Bailey's here now, but our girls are old. But they are healthy, they are loved, and you know, we let them tell us what they need. It's pretty much what we do. And we have had animals long enough to know things. We know the signs, but we don't want to talk about that. We want to enjoy what we have as long as we can, and you know, the time we have with them, because they're our babies. So anyway, I guess that is all I'm gonna jabber about today. And there's not gonna be a meal video this week because we have just like ate a lot of leftovers because I made so much of the lazy lasagna, or whatever you want to call that. Is meatballs with lazy lasagna, the way Noah loves it. We like it better too. He said he'd rather have that than spaghetti, but I think it's because of the cheese and stuff that's in it. I don't know. He can put cheese in spaghetti. But so there won't be a video for that this week, but I'm going to have one next week. And like I said, I believe I've said this. If I didn't say it, it's something I meant to say. For the meal videos, until I can get back in a groove, it's just going to be, I'm going to show you what we ate and just tell you what days. And I'm going to tell you, on this day we ate this and on this day we ate that, but there may not be a video or a picture. I'll just tell you, you know. It'll be something like, I mean, whenever we do eat at church, I don't show you that. I should have showed you last night's, but I didn't, because it was good. But sometimes we just have hot dogs at church. So, not very often, but sometimes. Well, it's just according, really. Sometimes, and sometimes not. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and understanding everything and being so wonderful. I am going to have another collaboration video for you guys soon. There are a lot of people that have contacted me that I am trying to find out if it's something that I should do or shouldn't do. And I don't share things that I don't share anything that I don't like. There have been times where I have gotten a product and I have done a video and I have said to the person, I really don't want to share this because my opinion is not going to be good for you. Not that it was a bad product, but it won't work for my family. And every time that has happened, they said, well, give it to someone else. Donate it to someone else, you know, whatever. It's okay. Just don't. Don't share it. Because if I don't feel like you guys would enjoy it, And if I don't enjoy it, I'm not going to tell you that I do. Well, I'll put it this way. If I don't enjoy it, I'm not going to tell you I enjoy it. Or I think it's going to be good. If I don't think it's going to be something you would enjoy, I don't want to show you. Which usually, if it's something, no, every time, if it's, I haven't, okay, I'll put it this way. I have not done a collaboration just to get a free product just for me. Because if I want something just for me, and it's not something I'm excited to share with you guys, then I'll just buy it. You know, I'm not going to do a video for the sake of doing a video and get a free product. That's just the way I am. And there will be months where I don't do a collaboration, and then there will be some times where there's a bunch. I don't know why it happens that way. It just does. There's either feast or famine here with those. But anyway, I will talk to you guys next time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. And if you don't mind, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. If you have a prayer request, you can leave that down below as well. Like, share, and subscribe. And remember, don't take any wooden nickels, and be sweet.